Hey Raiders, I am sharing this video out with you. This is for any student who is interested in going to Pittsburgh State University after they graduate, and a step-by-step tutorial on how to apply for college admission. First thing you'll do is go to the pittstate.edu homepage, admission, apply. From here will be the application for admission information. Scrolling on down, apply online. If you have ever taken any classes through Pittsburgh State University while in high school, so any dual credit college classes that were offered through Pitt State, you will be doing the reapply portion. If you have never taken any Pitt State courses, you are a new applicant and will be going to apply. From this section, you will then answer information. On the preliminary questions, this portion here is very, very important. Typically, you have two different options. If you are going to be attending Pittsburgh State University as a Pittsburgh State University student, that section is right here. If you are going through the qualified admissions program, where you will be paying Fort Scott Community College fees, where you will be considered a Fort Scott Community College student, but you will be attending at Pittsburgh State University campus, that selection is right there. So make sure that you select accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go here. Most of you will be freshmen unless you have 24 credits in order to transfer. Click on there and then continue. Your About Me portion. So over here are all the sections. Over on the left are all the sections that you'll need to complete. Anything that has a red asterisk on it must be completed. As much information as you can put on, even the stuff that does not have a red asterisk, go ahead and put that in there. Include as much information as you can. You're going to have to do it at some point eventually anyway, so go ahead and include as much as you can. On this first part, there is a very important question on here. Are you a first generation from your family to attend college or university? That means your parents or your grandparents, none of them went to a college or university to attend. So in my situation, this would be a yes. My sister attended college, but I'm the first generation. So siblings, cousins, that sort of thing, that's not what we're looking for here. This is parents and grandparents. So answer that portion carefully. That question is put in there because there could be extra scholarship opportunity or different opportunities for you for first generation students. So go ahead and complete everything on the About You portion. The next part, My Program of Study. Some of you may not know and some of you may change your mind, and that is just fine at this point in time. So in order to go find your program, click on that portion and it will take you to a program list. If you are not sure and you want to do exploratory studies or undecided, that is right here. If you are 50 to 75% certain what you want to do, I would encourage you to go ahead and find that on this list and click on it. This is used to make sure that you are assigned the correct advisor to go through those programs. Also, it could be used for scholarship opportunity, although most departments do not have many scholarships for incoming freshmen, but some do, so this could be beneficial for you. And you can change later if you want to. I was elementary K-6, was what I went to my first degree. Also, you will begin in the fall of 2019. Some students want to take summer classes, and I encourage that for some students. However, if you're going to take any summer classes, you cannot receive any Pell Grants, loans, anything like that, because that is a different on your financial aid that was already covered. So if you're going to take any summer classes, there isn't any federal aid for that. Make sure that you read carefully this section here about where you have to live. If you're a first-year student within 50 miles, you are required, or a first-year student, you are required to live either in the dorms or at home or with a family member. So make sure you read that carefully. If you choose to live in university housing, you will have to click that portion and then go through all of the housing and the applications and all of that as well. So most of you will be with parents. but read it carefully and make sure that you click the right thing. Next portion is race and ethnicity. So click that. Next portion is your residency. So in-state versus out of state and where that would be. Make sure that you include everything to the best of your ability. If you are not sure on dates or exactly what it is, put everything in first time through. This one has to be in date format, month, day, and year. So if you've lived here in Kansas since your birthday, include that. If you've always been a lifelong resident of Kansas, put your birthday on there, even if you were born out of state. Next portion is your contact information. This is going to be your permanent address. This is where everything will be sent to, billing information as well. I would go ahead and put my cell phone number on there, and I would click yes to receive text messages. So if there's any portion of your admissions file or financial aid or anything like that missing, that they can contact you on cell phone or text. Also, your email, make sure that you include a valid email that is not your USD 249 student's email account. Do not include your high school email. This should be your own Gmail account that you've already established. Make sure that you have that in there. If your mailing address is different, you'll include that. But primarily, this one will be for most of you. So let me go ahead and include that and get back. Your parent guardian information, notice these are not in red, so these are not required for you to include. However, there is an important part here that you might want to consider. This question that says, did a parent or grandparent graduate from Pittsburgh State University? PSU has different scholarships. One of them would be considered, it's called a legacy scholarship for dependents of alumni. So if your parent did attend Pittsburgh State University, go ahead and include that information because you could be eligible for an additional scholarship. So include that. Make sure you're answering everything carefully and go from there. Spouse information, I think you're good on. High school type. High school, continue, typical high school. And you'll enter Frontenac High School in Frontenac, Kansas. If you did not find it on the search, you spelled it wrong, so make sure that you spell it correctly. Select it. Your graduation completion will be May of 2019. Continue from that. From this page, you don't need to do anything at this point in time. Edit, we'll be able to change the high school. Delete takes it completely away. So this is the only thing that you have to do is just confirm right here, name and graduation year. If you have attended any other college, if you've taken CNA classes through Fort Scott or you've taken online classes through Labette, you will include that information here. If you have none to report, you click none to report. Scholarship application. The way Pitt State does their scholarships is there are not individual scholarships for most of them. There is a scholarship link right here that you can go through and apply for any of those that you are eligible for. Most of the scholarships come from the application process themselves. So that's why it's really important to get everything on your application accurate. But you may go ahead and go here. This link takes you to scholarships, and then you can go from there, and it tells you what the amounts are, the details, that sort of thing. So make sure you have all of that. The deadline for these scholarships, for all of your scholarships, is February 1st, okay? So every scholarship is February 1st. That's a hard deadline. So that's why I always encourage you to have your application done and completed and submitted in January, so that way any scholarships that you are eligible for that you will receive. So make sure you read through each of these carefully and go there. If you do not know what AVID is, then it's no, you don't participate in it. So go ahead and answer these questions carefully. List any honors that you've received in high school, or previous colleges. So these are limited to 6 entries. You're going to want to take the top or the best 6 that you are involved in. If you have 10 or 12, you're allowed 6 entries. So include that. The next one, school, church, and community organizations that you're involved with. Do not use acronyms here. Do not put TSA. Do not put FCCLA. Spell out what each of those clubs and organizations stand for. The next portion, this is your college essay. This could be used to help determine your qualification for certain scholarships. You want this to reflect you the best way possible. I strongly encourage you to type this out in a Google Doc, have it edited, have one of our English teachers or myself look through this. You are limited to 500 characters, so this is not long. This is not a huge essay. It is typically just a few sentences, so you want it to represent yourself the best way possible. Make sure everything is grammatically correct, spelled correct, is an accurate reflection of you. What are your goals and how your experience at Pitt State will help you reach them? Be as specific as possible. You might not be sure of what your goals are, and that's okay to say that in there as well, but you need to have some foundational support from that as well. So once you have that in a Google Doc, once you have it reviewed, once you have everything taken care of, copy and paste it in here, and then continue and save. Tuberculosis screening. This is for TB. Make sure that you read everything carefully. If you are uncertain, you need to get with your parents and or your healthcare provider to make sure everything is correct on that portion. In order to submit your application, you go through the next step. Once everything is accurate and completed, then you'll go to this section. There is a one-time $30 fee in order to apply at Pittsburg State University. You may choose to pay by credit card or check or money order. You could be eligible for a fee waiver. So if you are also eligible for an ACT fee waiver, and we've had those discussions, you can also request a fee waiver. If you request a fee waiver, you need to let me know because I have to fill out a portion and for that verification. So make sure if you are doing fee waiver that you unclick Pay Now, request a fee waiver, and then continue. The last portion talks about your ACT, your fee waiver portion. So that would be any of those students who receive those things. And then you continue. So at that point in time, your application has been submitted. Also, you need to inform me. If you did a fee waiver, you need to inform me. But also, if you have applied, you need to inform me, because what needs to happen is in order for this application to be completed, they have to have an official copy of your 7-semester transcript. So what I will be doing after Christmas break, once we get back in January, is anyone who has applied to Pittsburg State University, you have that February 1st deadline, is I will be taking all of your 7-semester transcripts, an official copy, to Pittsburg State University. If I don't know that you've applied, your transcript won't be in that stack and part of your file will be missing. If part of your file is missing, that could cost you scholarship opportunities. So make sure that we have that communication. After graduation, I will then take your final official transcript to them to put into your file. If you have any questions on application for submitting application or application through Pittsburg State University, please contact me and I will help you the best that I can. Thank you so much.